Goodness gracious. There we go. Lots of glitches. Okay. You tell me. Here's somebody laughing at my comments. Get off it. Don't be rude to me. I might be rude back. It's fair game at that point. Oh, yeah. Anyway. Mad. So mad. Hello. Either way, we're going to vibe it out for a while. If I have to take care of this, I will tomorrow. Let me know how the sound audio is. I don't know. We're going to check. Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate that very much. We'll work around it. I have some other things to do as well. So I was also hearing this song earlier, and then somebody was commenting, trying to be a troll in the comment section, but I was also hearing this earlier clairaudiently. Again, so. I don't know. Tell me how the quality is. Shoddy. Like I'm no, I'm nothing like you. I know I'm something else because I'm so nasty. How's the audio? So that here. I'm curious. I'm curious. Oh no, even my voice is distorted. Something's wrong. A couple more things to check. Hold on. Yeah. Hacked phones can cause poor live stream audios, especially if there's malware or spyware running in the background using system resources, which can lead to lag, overheating, distorted or echoey or static filled audio during live stream. So that would be Camon Adam Merchant, who is ex-military. He got out of the military, so being a trained killer, to be a bounty hunter, a bad one at that. But look, so trained assassin and then a trained stalker, which he's doing illegally. And then there's this crazy ex who he has that he's been either broken up with or on and off with. And I'm not interested in any of it, but like she's mad because he's still fixated on me. And it's a whole, they're fucking nuts, dude. Stay away from me. You people are losers. Get out. But yeah, I would say that possibly. Because this is a brand new phone. It's doing the same thing that the last one was just doing. Now, usually this, if it's not clicking, like you've heard the clicking when I try to play something in the computer and like there's static, like clicks on the speaker. That's audio interference from that. And then it was Crystal Corona Esparza, is Psycho Nut Job X, who I don't know. I don't even know this bitch. Okay. And when this happened a few weeks ago, you helped me figure it out. We figured out what was going on, and I went to replace the phone. This is a brand new iPhone 17. This should not be happening. The other one was an iPhone 14. No, bitch, no. Okay? That's not normal. And so I went to replace the phone. We came back and the audio was crystal crisp and clear. No pun intended on the name. And so what did she do the very next day? But go to YouTube and try to have my videos with her name in the title, whistleblowing about the hacking incidents, taken down and erased from YouTube. YouTube put them right back up and said, no, bitch. But I would say this, that they're probably trying again. Because I've been picking it up for the last few days, actually, but I was quiet about it. Well, bitch, you need to fucking sit on your hands. Don't you, you hoe. You slag ass hoe. Yuck. That's the one who came after me, Crystal Corona Esparza, from an account claiming that she's part of a cult called the Order, where they are like incestuous and sleep together, like group sex, and they believe they're like descendants of Jesus. Really, they're just fucking nuts. And immediately started leaving comments about bestiality, which is not even in my realm of, my brain just doesn't go there. So why did hers go there first? Why was that the first thing she said? Stay away from me. Hey, 5150, anybody? What's up, Raleigh Police Department? Got a hoe in North Carolina to go collect. Now, God did tell me earlier when I just checked in on the energy, I'm like, what do I need to do? Make sure I'm structured for today. Speak up, God said. What do I, if I go live and I have to do some work, what do I speak up? God said. Well, bitch, I'm here now. But I heard even my voice, my audio is distorted. So we'll fix that. I'm going to turn the YouTube audio quality back on because that's not the issue, obviously. It's still an issue with it off. Does that change anything? I just turned it back on. That's supposed to make things better. Typically, it's fine until they start hacking, and it becomes a problem either way, it seems. But let me know. So I just turned the YouTube auto setting. 5150 is an involuntary psych hold. Yeah, they're breaking the law and being psychotic. They need to be held and evaluated deeply. Yeah. Can you imagine? How's the audio on the vocals? Like just speaking. Guess I can go back and check, can't I? Just go to the live. Go back and check, can't I? My voice is still distorted a bit. Something else, 'cause I'm so. Yeah, no, that's here, I just got a vision. Hold on. I'm gonna go whistle blow for a second. Oh, I need to log in, I guess. Well, here, I do have some things for you. Tell me how this is just a voice. It's through the speaker. I don't know how the sound quality will be. And if I need to go horizontal for a bit, then I will. But does it make sense that all of a sudden they would start hacking the device again after I got another 60,000 views last night? Oh shit, she's making progress. She's been overcoming the shadow banning tactics because that's what the false reports and shit was also on top of trying to silence the truth. Um Let me try the tactics again. Crystal and Camon, you're going to prison. And all your little hood rat friends and cohorts too. Family included. Hoes, the lot of you, trash bags. I wouldn't wipe my dirtiest pairs of shoes off on you. You'd get them dirtier. You like to roll around in the mud and fling shit at people, don't you? You like that. I will not cast my pearls to the likes of swine, such as you. Be gone with you, peasants. 12 ways normal people, basic, in the case of these types of people, perceive Sigma females, which is what I am. I can lead the pack, Alpha, but I don't need a pack to lead, Sigma. So I do everything the Alpha does, but then I do some the Alpha does not.
Hello, miladies of inestimable value. The world doesn't hate the quiet ones. It just doesn't know what to do with them. There's something unnerving about a woman who doesn't flinch under...
There's respite. I just have to finish the last couple of pages of paperwork and turn it in so they're finally hauled off. It's fine. They thought they were getting away with things. I was just tying up a few loose ends. It was just a matter of time. I was biding it. They were running on borrowed time and they thought they had more. Whoops, not my whoops.
Silence.
Oh, and because I hear it, the same thing goes for the Crazy Kid Brigade. Because that's been, I'm picking something up about that too. Stalking and lurking and, oh, I know. We know what you're doing. Nothing that you do will stop fate and the inevitable from coming to pass. It's just been a matter of time.
Who doesn't play nice to be liked? Who walks...
Let me actually, I have a few cards about dirty cops just to clear these out. Let's see. As far as this one who was stalking my house, I had a dream about it and then told you about it. It was around the hacking time, actually. It was all that little nonsense brigade. Closer observation of the victim's living space, right? So they were stalking my house. An argument or fight. I think they're just trying to pick a fight or cause beef or run with some kind of issue. Predator who tracks and stalks specific types of victims. Well, bitch, you picked the wrong one. Social media will provide valuable clues. Hello. Hello. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Love you. Crack the case. Killer criminal just passing through the area. It was stalking, dude. And this was, I started picking up downloads as to the fact that this was the cop, or it was directly connected to, okay, they were stalking me a few weeks ago, and I picked up that one of them who's been trying to harass me, that his wife is cheating on him. I don't care whether they do have a child or kids together. His wife is cheating on him. And I made sure, while letting them know that I was going to be loud about their crimes, that I also knew that one of their wives was cheating on them. And I said, I know who it is, but you can just sit there and figure it out. But when you figure it out, remember that I warned you. And they know damn well I'm telling the truth, because I called in to make psychic reports before, only for them to come to pass, sometimes less than an hour later. They know. Some of them joined a cult. Couldn't be me. And what came out right behind that was affair. So, yeah. Oh, shit, she said something about an affair. Some of the cops either knew about this or speculated about this, or like, I don't know if he was like talking to his coworkers about having suspicions about it, but like something about this came up. But it spooked them to the point where they decided to come lurk on me. Affair. Trying to stalk the female. They were trying to run away from legal proceedings, neglecting and abusing their duties. Up shit's creek without a paddle, though. Anyway, that came. I mean, oh, you're gonna get it for that. You know what? I also know I've been picking up either some of the dirty cops that have gotten fired or that are about to are wanting to come try to me. So I will need security and an escort the fuck out of here. And I know that, but I'm telling you right now, because these are the types of people who like to try to just make people disappear off the side of a boat or something, maybe dismember them to try to make it hard to figure out who the body belongs to, right? Or make it look like a suicide or an accident, and that's not realistic. There are people who've been after me and they want me dead because I'm going to put them in prison with the truth and the evidence that I have to speak and share with a federal judge. Couple of them, in fact. Oh, and as far as the nail file, because I've been picking up the crazy, crazy kid group laughing. Ha, 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 like, you don't have $300 to pay for an file when I could pay $2 for a nail file and then spend that 300 extra dollars on the many, 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 many thousands of dollars that lawyers cost to put your ass in prison. Yeah, I had bigger fish to fucking fry, bitch, and kids to save. Sit down. And I'm not talking about the crazy kids. I'm talking about mine. Although, once she is no longer a problem, she can't target any more kids either, whether it be to groom them into being nasty like her, bullies like her, to bully for her, or just to be predatory towards them in general. But they need better role models and parental supervision and certainly locks on their phones,
Through the world,
don't they?
like she owns the code to a game she refuses to play. A woman who doesn't
I
fully
do. I
understand
make the code, bitch. I am the code.
nice to be liked, who walks through the world like she owns the code to a game she refuses to play. And while the rest of society runs on validation, groupthink, and curated identities, Sigma females operate on something far more threatening: independence that doesn't apologize. Here's the brutal truth: most normal people have no idea what to make of her, so they project, assume, misjudge, and sometimes flat out fear her. Studies show that people are more likely to distrust those who remain emotionally unreadable, especially in social settings. Translation: if you're not performing, you're suspicious. And the Sigma female doesn't do performances. She doesn't have time for the group project of normal. Let's be honest. The average person runs on likes, loudness, and loyalty to mediocrity.
Trying to affect your relationships and close connections, even as far as the digital interference. They don't know or realize they're sending it. In some cases, it's evil eye. It's just the jealousy and the poor choices, even to try to target or mock somebody that they're targeting. It's evil eye. Maliciously wishing you harm and misfortune. Yeah, but it's like I said, evil. It's not harmless. They should know better. And then when it comes back and backfires in their face and they get karma for it, then they play the victim. They play the victim and they know that they're losing. They play the victim to try to get people to feel bad for them. They play the victim to try to avoid accountability and rewrite history. They're envious of your children in pregnancy. Yeah, bitch. Well, guess what? That wasn't it. You're you trigger their deep rooted insecurities. Told you. Unexplained nausea, vomiting, upset stomach. Oh, you're going to have stomach? Does your belly hurt? Yeah, it's from all that energy harvesting in the solar plexus and sacral chakra that you tried to do, trying to steal other people's work and take other people's projects and claim it as your own. The attempt to snatch someone else's creativity. Solar plexus and sacral plexus, sacral chakra harvesting. It's in the stomach. It's also in the fertility organs. So that shit hits you where it hurts on the backfire, doesn't it? Feeling sick to your stomach now? Do the consequences of your actions make you sick? I know you get anxious when you realize that you're in trouble. Migraines, stress yourself out into a migraine to the point where you puke because you tried to attack people's crown chakras and then siphon from them on whatever level. They envy your financial status and flow and income, right? Trying to build off the backs of other people. That's solar plexus and sacral chakra. They envy your connection with those who you're close to. They resent everything you are because it reminds them of everything they're not. I didn't advertise to kids. They envy that the interest that someone has developed for you or has in you. They crave that attention for themselves. So they try to sabotage other people's lives and what they've got going. Imagine where you'd be if you spent a fragment of the time actually like fixing yourself and working on your shit out and healing instead of trying to sabotage other people's lives and progress and healing. Like you're a miserable bitch, and that's why nobody wants to be around you and nobody likes you. That's why you don't even like yourself. It's why you keep trying to copy me. You don't even want to be you. Come on now. They envy your personality and persona. Exactly. No, I'm not replaceable. I also outrank you. It's not about what I look like. It's not about what I wear. It's not about any of that. It's about my spirit. It's about the level of integrity that I carry to the point where I would never do the things that you're doing, let alone to try to pretend to be me. Bitch, you failed in advance. Sudden and unexplained weakness, laziness, or fatigue. Crumb ass, bum ass bitch. Unexplained mental distress. It's a crown chakra attack backfire. Trying to lie to people, trying to gaslight people. That's a crown chakra attack. Angry because people know the truth, trying to distort reality. It's a crown chakra attack. Random and repeated issues in daily life. Random emotional disturbances. Told you, dread, fear, depression, anxiety, frustration. You're a miserable bottom feeding bitch, and that's why. They're obsessed with you. Yeah, we know. Energy vampire. Told you. Obsessed. Energetic cords. That's vampirism. And then there was the abuse and neglect. Either like the legal system, like the justice system, the dirty cops, they were neglecting their duties, allowing people to be abused, and or they were actually partaking in the abuse in some cases. Neglecting their duties. Oh, there's a karmic who's mad. Just for giggles, since I'm here. Why don't you tell me about me, God? Purification, morality, moral purity, innocence. Told you. Spiritual sentiments, discovery of new methods, useful. She's ripping out her hair now. Crazy bitch. Useful inventions, inspiration for scientists and artists to also amuse. Give credit where it's due, though. Absolving the conscience by simultaneously instilling law and knowledge, procuring great insight, awakening discernment, reestablishing communication between individuality and personality, liberating from paralysis and anything that prevents action, liberating from all forms of addiction. As far as the karmics go, told you. Intellectual aberration, so they run their mouths and lie. Destructive writings, broadcastings, and influences that are negative to humanity, right? Like the crazy kid group. Mental opacity, incomprehension, refusing to grow or acknowledge anything, let alone the truth or what's right or that they're not. Sterility, right? Jealous of other people's children because apparently, according to her, she can't have any, which doesn't surprise me. When you're targeting kids, it doesn't surprise me that God would disallow you from having any. You target other people's kids. You think God wants you to have your own? Bitch, no. Come on. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that every person in that situation that that's the case, but in this particular case, this particular person absolutely is targeting kids and also mothers. So affecting kids by trying to cause harm to mothers naturally by default, like ripple effect. Angry, so angry. And then went publicly to complain about the fact that they're sterile and can't have kids. I'm like, well, bitch, bitch, though, bitch, 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 bitch. That would be crazy K. Rebellious, disrespectful children. Now, look at the children that follow her and the way that they behave. If she had the ability to have her own kids, according to her, she can't. In a live stream that she talked about this on with lots of people publicly while trying to trash talk me in between. They'd be disrespectful as fuck, just like her. Just like the people that follow her. Got a little vision into that window, didn't you? Fire burns. Oh, and she's a fire sign. Toxic Sagittarius. Let's do a little rundown of Sagittarius on the dark side, though. Burns everything in its path, including their own future, by trying to target other people. Enemy of the light by trying to target other people. An angel at that. Projects doomed to fail, including theft of my work. Okay? Okay. Manipulation of the media for personal gains, like trying to steal someone else's stuff and then sell it as her own, and then trying to lie on the same platforms to cover it up and dox the victims so that her millions of followers come harass them based on slander and disrespect. And then the last one is fraud. Self-explanatory, including the IRS fraud. Because now she, on that stolen products and goods, has to either file taxes on stolen property, which is not legal, or because it's illegal to do that, she has to opt out of filing taxes, and then she's in trouble for tax evasion. But either way, that's a federal crime. So whoops, not my whoops. I did warn you before you had any consequences. I was just trying to be nice. Please just stop stealing my stuff and I won't press charges, and then you won't be stuck between a rock and a hard place. But you chose the hard place. You burned yourself, didn't you? Chapped your own ass with that one, bitch. January 11th to January 15th, May 19th. Oh, May 20th in the morning. It's around my birthday. August 3rd, October 16th, December 27th, March 7th, 7:20 p.m. to 7:39 p.m. These are times, dates, death anniversaries, birthdays, etc. of either victim or the perpetrator, either when they committed an offense or when their karma comes back, typically. Gemini, that's right, Ash. Dark mentality, devoid of principles, complicated, obscure life, relationship problems, disagreement, betrayal, cowardice, indecisive, irresolute, bogged down in routine, does not commit oneself to action. So there's 2 for 2 on the laziness, huh? Well, I mean, it's lazy. It is lazy. All that work just to be a lazy ass bitch and steal from me because she couldn't come up with her own shit. Gosh. Prisoner of the psyche, flees experimentation in the concrete world, chronic illness and fatigue, January 1st. Well, that would have been my anniversary with Mr. Meeker. To January 5th, May 17th, August 1st. Oh, that's Kim and Adam Merchant's birthday, bitch. Oh, yeah, there's that. Oh, fuck you. It's a little hard to read. August 1st. And there's this one too. Yeah, let's try that again. I didn't want to focus, but okay. might be backwards, but it's there. One of these energies is combative. They're like a dumbass military jarhead. Fucking jughead is more like it. And then the other one's feeling quite defeated, realizing that they've been caught and called out enough consequences for their actions, does not believe in a superior power, lacks common sense and vision, right? Dumb. Extravagance, spends more money than one has. Also, some of these people are delusional to the point and thinking that because, let's say I'm speaking on it, or because I have a tone in my voice that I must care. I must, she must want me, or no, bitch. I blocked you years ago and told you to leave me alone. You don't listen. You do not respect me. You didn't respect me when I gave you the chance to respect me. And then when I cut you off, you showed me you did not respect me. I don't like you. You stress me out, Camon. Fuck off. You've never heard me speak to you like that. I never did before I cut you off. I don't like you. I know who you are now. Stay away from me. You put me in survival mode with a sexual predator who targeted my child and raped me when she was 6 weeks old. Stay away from me. Get out. I go to therapy to talk about the damage that you did. And maybe you wouldn't be so obsessed with me if you got your ass to a doctor. I know the VA would pay for it. Get your fucking self some help.
She runs on intuition, strategy, and peace. And somewhere in between, the misunderstanding becomes a spectacle. Today, we're diving deep into the 20 brutal, strange, and often ridiculous.
Yeah, there it is. Tough guys, soldier it out. Now you're crying. Stay away from me. Learn your lesson. Don't come back.
Socially robotic to a socially polite serial killer. Let's set the record straight. Buckle up. This one cuts deep.
Buckle up. This one cuts deep.
I think she's everything from emotionally robotic.
Tell me how this is on the audio. I could tell that my voice was a little distorted on the playback. I guess I can check myself. Hold on.
Robotic to a socially polite serial killer. Let's set intimate. She runs on intuition, strategy, and peace. And somewhere in between, the misunderstanding becomes a spectacle. Today, we're diving deep into the 20 brutal, strange, and often ridiculous ways normal people try and fail to make sense of the Sigma female. It becomes a spectacle.
That's fine.
Diving deep into the 20.
I mean, it's distorted a bit, but it's not like the music. The music you can really tell for some reason. I don't know why. Just for giggles. Free song.
Brutal, strange, and often ridiculous ways deep. Ridiculous ways deep.
Why is it doing that? It's glitching. It's glitching. Yeah, the music. There's something wrong with the music side of it. But we can hear the audio and the vocals, so at least we know that. That's great. Yeah, it's Camon Adam Merchant and Crystal Corona Esparza, who's tied to George Clinton Eisworth. And they're tied to the high school bully group and the cheerleaders, the drug dealers, the drug addicts. And some of those are tied to Crazy K. And I have video recordings of them talking shit about me, the locals here and her, on her live stream where she was stream sniping and trash talking me. So it's real bad for them. They're all facing federal charges together. Anyway, do I live in a small town? Yes. It's like a 5,000 population. Smallish place here. They hate us just for being. That's right. And they think that this will block us or do. No, bitch, it will not. But you're getting karma, more karma every single time you try. We will continue to move past this. We will continue. On the other side of this, you are gone, but you're getting karma. Everything that you're doing now to try to block us is being documented, spiritually speaking and otherwise. You're getting away with nothing. And you're delusional if you thought you were. That's just in your head. It's been a long time. It doesn't, that means nothing. Nothing. That's what most criminals think. When all of a sudden, years and years and years, sometimes after they've committed their crime, they get a knock on the door or somebody kicks it down to slam them on the floor and put cuffs on them. That's what they all thought. No. Especially when you're dealing with the government. A lot of times they'll take extra time just to make sure they've got all the paperwork and all the facts in order so that when they do finally come collect you, you can't wiggle your way out of it. You've got to face that fucking music and end up in prison. Stay seated because it's coming. Sigma. Basic ass bitch.
Spoiler alert. They think she's everything from emotionally robotic to a socially polite serial killer. Let's set the record straight. Buckle up. This one cuts deep. Number one, they want her approval but hate that they do. They want her approval.
Guys.
That's the paradox Sigma females create without trying.
I had a baby for a brand too.
Anyone, it certainly doesn't hand out compliments like candy. Yet people, especially the ones who mock her or call her cold, end up craving her validation in ways they don't even admit to themselves.
Can't stop stalking.
Why? Because her approval actually means something.
Yeah,
it's not given by politeness or social habit. It's earned. And when it's earned,
it's reading like a psychology article. That's why sometimes you'll hear the first, it's like the first sentence repeated twice because the first sentence of a new paragraph in the article was also put as a title. So it's reading the title of the paragraph and then it's reading the first sentence, which lines up.
Feels like striking gold.
Still accurate.
That's what drives people mad.
It's just an
The Sigma female isn't impressed by flashy behavior, trends, or social status. So when she looks at someone and acknowledges them, even subtly, it hits differently. It feels real, raw, rare. She's not saying good job to blend in or to make
it's not that I don't appreciate the qualities of life. But I was just thinking, maybe I should just go put some yoga gear on and we'll go hang out and do some yoga and kick it. Like, that sounds like a vibe. Pack a bowl, right? And I like sparkles, but I also like simple. Duality.
Someone feel better about themselves. If she says it, she means it. And that's what makes her approval feel like a prize people weren't even sure.
They think I'm bluffing because they lie. Bitch, no.
Same people who feel drawn to.
It might take me a bit more time to get where I'm going, but I'm taking my dignity, self-respect, and class with me, and you can't buy or fake those. Evidentiary. Whoops, not my whoops.
Her are often the ones who bash her behind her back. They'll say she's too quiet, too intense, or think she's better than everyone else. They'll mock her for not being part of the.
Maybe I know.
Deep down, they want to be seen by her. They want to be noticed by the one person who isn't trying to be noticed herself.
But I can
It's an ego check. Because if someone like her sees value,
yucky.
it validates them on a level they never get from the masses. But admitting that would mean acknowledging that her way of living, quietly, privately, powerfully, is legitimate. And most people aren't ready to admit that. So they hover in this weird space, watching her from a distance, craving her respect but refusing to admit it. That's the brutal irony. The Sigma female never plays the game, but she ends up winning it anyway. Not by dominating people, but by being someone who.
But I was picking up downloads about that. Built like a toddler. She's skinny and she has small boobs. And actually, I've got an hourglass figure. My shoulders are as wide as my hips, and the center point of my waist is the most narrow. That's an hourglass. It's actually one of the, if not the most highly desired body type, typically speaking, in many spaces and places and even career fields. Thank you. First of all, secondarily, no, I don't go get plastic surgery to try to look like a Kardashian. Absolutely not. There's no silicone, there's no filler. I don't have shit done and I don't want it. What you're saying is, oh, you have an A or B cup, bra size. Yeah. And
whose silence is louder than their noise, and whose opinion matters more precisely.
why you don't have kids, Rico?
That's why they want her approval, and that's why it quietly kills them that they do. Number two, they think she's
No.
too much because she
No.
can't be.
You assume that everybody wants plastic surgery. I've had ample opportunity. If I wanted surgery, I could get surgery. I don't want it, nor do I need it. So why don't you go work on your broken mentality and stop trying to project your kinks and fantasies onto people? If you want a good piece of plastic, bitch, go find a Barbie doll.
Controlled. They think she's too much because she can't be controlled. But what they're really saying is, she makes them feel small. The Sigma female doesn't
Let me make you feel small, Rico.
She speaks with conviction, moves with purpose, and
Tell me
holds
about
people
Rico.
to standards that threaten the comfort zones they've built their entire personalities around. To those used to submissive,
You can't see shit.
primitive women, her presence feels like a
You
challenge.
demon. Oh, see? That alone. See, you're just a demon. You gotta go.
It isn't about being.
Demons in my house. Fuck off.
It's about how
I hope you die, though.
How clearly she sees through facades and how unwilling she is to settle for anything
Demons.
faked, whether it's a relationship, a conversation, or a goal. That kind of energy can't be packaged, managed, or softened to make others feel better about their laziness.
Running Man, let's see about you.
So instead, they label
You have tiny penis energy. What's the problem, man? Why do I keep picking that up?
Fit someone else's vision. And most dangerously, she doesn't
Unstable.
respond to manipulation, not guilt trips.
You're
Not social
dirty.
pressure,
You're a
not
dirty ass
family pressure.
bitch. That's probably a local. It's a local. That's a
Let's go. Tactics to feel relevant. They can't steer her. They can't prove.
control tactics to stay relevant. That's a local. I told you, trying to poke an issue. Sacral chakra. Yeah. Energy harvesting bums. Aw, why are you too broke for plastic surgery? No, 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 bitch. No. But she has to want plastic surgery to get plastic surgery, and she doesn't. First of all. Second of all, there are more important things to invest resources into. Certainly that amount of them. But I can tell your priorities are right up your ass. Jealous of your material home and lifestyle. So you are a broke ass bitch, which is why you would be projecting on other people. Is that what that is? That's what that is. That was a rhetorical question. I already know. You're nasty. You need to be cleansed out, hence the smudge. Oh, you have money troubles? Really? Really? That's why the big projection. They're just talking about themselves. Any of the nasty things that they're saying, they're talking about themselves. Yeah, mad. Mad because they get blocked. Well, fine, I'm going to come on and harass you from another account. Oh, I told you, significant other is in reverse, though. I don't typically read them that way, but I was just telling you about Mr. George Clinton Eisworth. Yeah. And his attachment to Mr. Camon Adam Merchant. Always trying to one-up you, but it failed. Dark energies, but I see you. And I rebuke you, and then subsequently spying, like secretly spying on your social media. Bitch, it's not a secret. No secret. Stalker is what the card says, though. Fucking crazy. Mr. George Clinton Eisworth hates his middle name, and he is a rapist, and he is a child predator, and he is a domestic abuser, a convicted domestic abuser, and he is a kidnapper, according to the Supreme Court. Because perjuring yourself through court and hiring your auntie lawyer who's married to a judge in the circuit to conceal your domestic abuse convictions against the victim you're trying to regain access to and her child, just so that you can regain access to her child in order to keep your foot in the victim's life, the mother's life, only to kidnap the child from the mother, but then keep harassing and stalking the mother is a federal fucking crime. And I'm pressing charges. Thank you very much, bitch. And you can tell that to your daddy too, although I know he's not happy with you. He's been really regretting having you as a son, boy. He wishes he had just stopped with your older brother, and that would have been wise. Should have kept it in his pants or jizzed on your mama's back. Glad you're not my son.
Playing by their rules. So they throw up their hands and say, she's just too much. But what they mean is, she's unmanageable. What they mean is, she won't be tamed. What they mean is, she refuses to make herself small just so they can feel big.
Just gonna split the deck. Speaking of, you want to tell me about this? What's up? What's up with Mr. George spreading rumors about you? Well, that's been his go-to from day one because he's a diagnosed narcissistic sociopath and a compulsive liar. So that tracks.
Not her presence, but her refusal to shrink it. She triggers the mediocrity in others just by existing unapologetically. So when people call her too much, what they're really doing is exposing themselves. They're saying, I've been trained to say,
I fucking hate her. She's right about everything. Eat shit, bitch. Eat a whole ass dick, a big soggy wet bag of them, and choke on it. Toodles.
I'm uncomfortable around someone who hasn't. And that's exactly why the Sigma female doesn't tone it down. Because she wasn't born to be a manageable version of herself for someone else's comfort. Number 3, they read confidence as masculinity because it doesn't seek permission. They read her confidence as masculinity because it doesn't beg for permission. And that messes with everything they've been taught to expect from a woman. She's not trying to prove anything, not trying to dominate anyone. She simply exists with certainty. She walks into a room and doesn't shrink. She speaks without softening her tone to seem nicer. She decides without crowdsourcing approval. And somehow, that alone is enough to get her labeled as masculine. Why? Because most people still cling to a silent rule book where confidence in women must come dressed in charm, giggles, or humble disclaimers. If it doesn't, it feels threatening. Society's default setting expects women to be agreeable, accommodating, and bold.
You fucking bitch. Yeah, they're really not feeling good now. Aw. Aw, did trying to take knocks at me to make yourself feel better backfire? Aw, you're feeling worse about yourself now, aren't you? Sigma.
Always second guessing themselves just enough to be non-threatening. But the Sigma female doesn't perform that version of.
Imagine banking your self-esteem on whether or not you can try to hurt me or degrade mine. And I don't let you. You're bad.
Womanhood. She's not aggressive. She's just whole. And people don't know what to do with that. Her calm self-assurance isn't about dominance. It's about presence. But since she doesn't need external validation, people assume she must be trying to compete with men or imitate them. That's the projection. Because if a woman isn't performing insecurity, people assume she's trying to act like a man. But here's the truth. Her confidence isn't masculinity, it's clarity. It's knowing who she is without the need to constantly explain or soften it. And that kind of
They can't stand to see you happy. Their misery wants company, right? So they're trying to hurt other people. They feel inferior to you. So they try to, like, all the nasty things that they say, they're talking about themselves. They're trying to make other people feel bad because they feel like shit about themselves. Happy people don't do that. I'm like, all these people, I picked that up too. Actually, they've been trying to do the money, money, missing that, you're broke. I picked up a download about that too. Today specifically. They're so mad. Some of them are crying now. Can't stand to see you happy. Yeah, there it is. Like bowing down, defeat energy. Shouldn't have tried to step to the plate. Not mine. No, that's definitely an AI voice. It's reading a psychology article in Sigma's, though. And they think me stepping up and speaking up against abuse, whether it be with a tone in my voice or not, is not spiritual. Bitch, please. Archangel Michael wields a sword and a shield. Who do you think you're kidding? Not me. So, no, you can go. Artist of what? Asininity. None of your bitch. I'm gonna come through with that again. No, just gonna be quiet about that one for now. Thank you. They're asking around about you. Nosy bitch. Trying to dig up dirt. Well, unfortunately for them, there is none. You know why they try to dig up dirt on others? It's because they're dirty. Like I said earlier, they are toxic and they lie, so they assume that everyone else is or does. No, bitch. Not everyone else is like you. Right? Feeling lightheaded or dizzy randomly with no underlying condition. All their it's crown chakra attacks. All the projections here. They're just spewing their own insecurities. A lot of them are having money troubles or will be. But it's because they're nasty people. That shit's catching up with them or has caught up with them. You hate her so fucking much, heard Palo Santo. They're being cleansed out. Someone's doing black magic or juju. I know. They can't stand to see you shine. Bitch, you better buy a visor. Toxic, right? Addicts and alcoholics, thieves and money grubbers, trying to come after an angel. Hello. Not wise, hating on your successful life choices, right? There's a second card on the fatigue and the whoop, crown chakra attacks. Also, third eye came out. So 3 by 3. First of all, they're getting return to sender. They're getting the threefold law back. Second of all, they're being cleansed out. Anything else? Narcissistic tendencies. They think the world should revolve around them. They what was it? They feel like you're sharing a spotlight. It triggers them to feel like, or you're stealing a spotlight secretly in competition with you. It's not a secret. Then there is no competition. Certainly not when they don't compete, where they will never compare. Watching your successes and achievements has made them bitter. Estranged friend or someone you're no longer acquainted with. Camon Adam Merchant, George Clinton Eisworth, and their crazy fucking bitch exes who I don't know or give a fuck about, but are jealous and obsessed with me. It's been an ongoing theme for them. They don't learn or grow up or heal or whatever. I really just don't care. You remind them of their shortcomings. Someone trying to cause chaos in your immediate circle. Anything else? We're done with this. I'm done with this. They mix the decks though. They want to be you. That's it. I hate her so fucking much. I don't like you either. It's fine. It's fine. Just stay away from me. You don't see me come into your kitchen. Fuck off. Nor would I want to. Yeah. Happy dance time? No. The reason that this had to pop off was because listen to what happens when I play my music. Because they're causing interferences with the device again. In fact, let me just double check. Now here. No, actually, I'm told to be quiet about that. Watch your troubled eyes as you rest. And I fall in love with every breath. When my hands don't die, I shut. And then my hands don't die, I shut. And then my hands don't die, I shut. That's audio interference. The sound is still trash on your end, correct? When I play the music? Oh, bitch. Eat a dick. What are you waffling about? They realize you're a threat instinctively and can't compete when they sit alone with their inner truth. No. So they try to throw mud and their own handfuls of shit at people to claim that other people are also dirty. Bitch, no! You're a dirty ass fucking pig who shits in your hand like a monkey and then tries to fling it at people. Sit down. You're disgusting. And you wonder why we don't want to be around you. That is the energy you carry. A shit flinging pig. No, you cannot have my pearls. Bitch, you can go. The aggression seems artificial. No, the viable clapback is very legitimate. I just reel it back because I have self control. They deserve to be throttled, but I won't do that because I know they're getting karma and they will be in prison soon. And I don't need to be there. If I had it my way, these people would have been hurt a long time ago. But I don't do shit like that. Like they do. Grimy. So I wait for karma and the law to do its job.
And I help it along by filing the appropriate paperwork and speaking to the appropriate officials. But no, I certainly am not faking the fact that I don't like rapists and abusers and people who have no problem violating federal law to try to fuck with people's lives or just daily routine on the interim. Eat a dick, Crystal. Oh, wait, bitch, you already did, you slut. Couple of them. Flag. Next.
Self-possession is rare, especially in a world that still rewards women for being
You hate her. She's right about everything. Yeah, well, you're in prison's gonna suck for you.
polite and just unsure enough to be controllable. People
Maybe if you're lucky, he'll give you some grippy socks and a psych ward instead. Wouldn't bank on it though.
power because they've only ever seen it attached to male energy. But the Sigma female redefines what power looks like. She doesn't yell.
Well,
She
Jesus doesn't want to save you, bitch.
no. That's silent.
You want to talk about what you think Jesus knows? I don't think you do.
Either volume or aggression. She doesn't ask to exist. She just does. And for those who've been trained to expect deference, her quiet confidence isn't just confusing, it's threatening.
I think the aggression is fake. Oh, why? Because I hold it back and I reel it back in. Oh, bitch, that's composure. That's stoicism. You just can't read me. And you told me about it.
So they label it as masculine, not because it is, but because it refuses to be submissive. Number 4, they say she's hard to talk to because she doesn't fake interest.
Thanks, Damien.
Not hard to talk to because she doesn't fake interest, but what they really mean is she refuses to perform. The Sigma female doesn't do small talk for the sake of filling silence. She won't nod along to shallow chatter just to seem polite. And if the conversation doesn't spark something real, depth, originality, curiosity,
Yeah, there it is.
she's already
There it is. One of these people that I clapped back to is finally getting that I'm not bluffing about not liking them. She tried to tell me this before. Yeah, and you didn't listen. Because you didn't want my answer to be the truth. You didn't want to hear what I had to say. You wanted to assert what you wanted. But that wasn't the truth. You wanted me to think how you wanted me to think. You wanted me to do what you wanted me to do. And no. Now I see him uncrossing his little altar where he's had all binding spells and love spells and all kinds of shit on me, Camon. No. That was always a boundary, not a grudge. Now I'm fucking pissed.
in her mind, not out of rudeness, but out of instinct. Her time and energy are too valuable to waste pretending to be engaged when she isn't. People take that person.
Now I'm gonna put your ass in prison.
Used to women smiling politely while secretly counting down the seconds. But the Sigma female.
Because here's the thing. At one point, I did care about you. And even though you didn't deserve me, and even though you deserved to be smacked the fuck down, because at one point I did care about you from the time I was 18 years old. I was just going to let it be, but you wouldn't leave me alone to the point where now I can't fucking stand you. And now I have no problem putting your ass in prison. Whoops, you flipped the wrong side of that Gemini switch, bitch, didn't you?
Doesn't wear those masks. If she's not interested, it shows. Not in some dramatic or offensive way, just in a quiet disengagement that's hard to miss. Her eyes glaze over, her responses go flat, her presence fades, and that unsettles people who expect constant enthusiasm, especially from women. She doesn't force chemistry. She doesn't overcompensate to avoid awkwardness, and she definitely won't entertain conversations that insult her intelligence just to be nice. This makes her intimidating to people who rely on charm and social games to win approval. They can't read her, can't predict her reactions, and can't figure out why their usual tricks don't work. So they label her hard to talk to because admitting she's simply uninterested would hurt their ego.
Right, now you get it. I'm the one not interested.
Passionately, insightfully, but only when the conversation is.
She must be playing hard to get. No, I'm really not interested.
worth having. When someone brings real substance, her mind lights up.
I don't play hard to get. I am hard to get. And I just don't like you, sir.
Her words become sharp, thoughtful, alive.
Sharp.
But if it's just surface
You
level,
hear me now, don't you?
it matters. And that's what throws people off. They're not used to a woman who doesn't.
Giggles. I want my music, damn it.
So instead of leveling up the conversation, they accuse her of being cold or difficult. In reality, she's just honest. She's not hard to talk to. She's just done faking it.
And fed up now.
They think she's judging them because she is.
Now I am.
She's judging them because she is. Not in a petty, ego-driven way, but with a laser-focused
ugly.
that cuts through surface-level behavior like a scalpel. The Sigma female doesn't just listen to what people say. She listens to what they really mean. She watches how they move, how they contradict themselves, how their words don't match their
I
eyes.
can strip them bare.
Inconsistencies, hidden agendas, subtle power plays, things most people miss or willfully ignore. And that kind of observation makes people.
I wouldn't want to be my enemy. All right, I'll just put it that way. And let me tell you this. One day, while having to articulate some of these same specific people, actually, this was a year or so ago. It was to my mom. We were sitting in the car and I was telling her about these people and I said, I would not want to be my enemy. And she looked at me and kind of like giggled in the back of her throat, kind of gave me this look like, oh shit, I wouldn't want to be your enemy either. Because she knows I'm damn right. I think I was 20 years old when she told me that I was the alpha in the family. No, I'm Sigma.
Will feel exposed. The average person gets by on charm, small talk, and well-rehearsed personas. But those tricks don't work on her.
Usually I let it out with music and they fucked my music jam up for that.
Asks. She's not rude, but she's sharp. And that sharpness makes people uncomfortable, especially when they realize they're being quietly measured. Most people don't like being seen that
I
deeply
don't
because
enjoy
they've
popping
spent their
off.
whole.
I don't enjoy having to do this. I prefer the chill vibe.
She sees through
my
it. It
favorite.
feels like an invasion. But she's not invading.
But if you're going to cause me problems, I'm going to cut you the fuck down.
She's filtering. She isn't out to criticize or control. She's simply protecting her time, her peace, and her standards. She knows who drains her and who sharpens her. And she's not afraid to walk away from anyone who doesn't meet her criteria for authenticity, depth, and intention.
Love you guys.
It's where the judgment comes in, not from arrogance, but from awareness. She's not cruel.
Gotta
She's
do it.
collective. Most people have never been on the risk.
People like that, especially personality disordered people like that, they don't learn from chances or warnings or verbal communication. They learn from consequences. Yeah, I heard that. She's never spoken to me that way. No. And now you know I'm fucking serious.
Receiving end of earned access. So, yes, she's
If you were
judging.
wise, you wouldn't do that again. Stay away from her.
She's not judging their clothes or job title or social status. She's judging how
Hey,
they show
what's
up when
that?
no one's watching. She's judging whether they speak truth or just echo noise. She's judging if they can sit in silence without fidgeting for attention. And that kind of judgment? It can't be manipulated. It can't be
Thanks for
reversed.
toughing it out with me today, guys. I had other things planned for us. I can still do some of them.
They fear what she sees. Not because she's cruel, but because she sees too much for them to pretend to be. Number 6, they think she's too much because she can't be controlled. They think she's too much because she can't be controlled.
If I'm too much, they'll find less.
Make herself smaller for anyone's comfort. The Sigma female doesn't ask for permission to be intense, direct, or unapologetically herself.
Maybe you're not
She
enough.
doesn't tone down her thoughts to seem agreeable. She doesn't pretend to be
Think of that?
confused when she's clear.
No, because you
And she
didn't
doesn't
think very hard, did you? Well,
insult
about the right
intelligence.
things.
That alone makes people feel threatened, even if she hasn't said a word. Her standards are non-negotiable, not because she's difficult, but because she's done compromising just to make others feel better about their
Thanks, guys.
mediocrity. She's not interested in blending in or following unspoken rules just to be liked. That kind of defiance, quiet, deliberate, and unshakable, terrifies people who've been conditioned to seek approval at every turn. So they slap the label on her. Too much, too opinionated, too intense, too picky, too independent. But what they're really saying is, she can't be controlled. She doesn't flinch when they disapprove. She doesn't chase when they withdraw. And she definitely doesn't contort herself to meet expectations that were never hers to begin with. Most people have been trained to self-censor, to play nice, to be liked.
Now, I'll tell you how it is and drag your ass in the process.
So, without apology or permission, it disrupts that programming. It reminds them of everything they've repressed, everything they've watered down. So rather than deal with their discomfort, they blame her for being too much. But here's the irony. She's not too much. They've just been taught to be less bold, less honest, less awake, less free. The Sigma female isn't overwhelming. She's just uncontainable. And for people who only know how to...
I was just hearing she's hot when she's mad. Well, I'm about to get real darn adorable then. First and foremost. Second of all, Gorilla Glue was one of Mr. Meeker's favorites. It's not bad. For me, I think it was just my biochemistry. The gorillas were never my favorite. But that one was good. It was potent. Is that what you have? It's just not my favorite. It's a great weed, though. It's just not my particular chemistry strain. It doesn't sit with my chemistry as well.
Connect through control, manipulation, or approval seeking. That feels like chaos. But to her, it's just integrity. She's
Don't
not
let
trying
them
to be
try you from
difficult.
stopping using it. Stop you from using it, trying it.
So be it. She was never meant to be understood by people who've made a lifestyle out of shrinking. Number 7. They think she's emotionless because she doesn't bleed publicly. They think she's emotionless because she doesn't bleed publicly. But that's their misunderstanding, not her malfunction. The Sigma female feels deeply, but she doesn't display those emotions like theater for an audience. She doesn't fall apart in front of strangers.
I think the aggression, the brat commenter said, that was the username, something brat. I think the aggression actually. Performative, I think she said. I think the aggression is performative or something like that. No, bitch. She thought that because I would suddenly stop. I would suddenly reel it back in. I would suddenly go stoic again or brush or lighten it up with healing laughter. Cut deep and I'm still alive. Talk my shit till the day I die.
Doesn't overshare on impulse, and doesn't turn her vulnerability into a performance for pity or applause. That self-containment unsettles people who've been conditioned to equate emotional depth with emotional leakage. In a world obsessed with oversharing, the Sigma female's composure reads as
So we can acapella. So is that fine?
disconnected, maybe even
Not
bad,
here.
because she isn't broadcasting every
Well, that's
wound,
good to know.
fear, or insecurity. What they don't see is that her silence is strength. She processes privately.
Unmasking.
She sits with her emotions, dissects them,
Right.
and heals from them.
Thank you. Well, I think that anger is performative. Why? Because I showed you a second of it and then nothing else? No, that was very fucking real. You just caught a glimpse. I just have a lot of self-control and I'm a healer. What was that? Sigma?
What they don't see is that her silence is strength.
Yeah.
She processes privately. She sits with her emotions, dissects them, and heals from them without needing a crowd to witness the journey. She's not suppressing. She's selective. She knows her emotional world is sacred, not public domain, and she refuses to hand out pieces of her soul like it's free candy. That's not being guarded. It's being intentional. Her heart isn't on her sleeve. It's in a vault. And if you're not trustworthy, you don't get a key. People take her quiet processing as proof she doesn't feel. But that's projection. Most are used to dramatic displays, crying, ranting, attention seeking. So when she remains still, focused, or silent during emotional chaos, they interpret it as apathy. But in reality,
Anger is performative. No, bitch. If I let it all out, these people would have had their throats cut a long time ago. My hand is shaking. These are pedophiles, and they don't deserve oxygen.
she's just working through it in solitude where it's safe and honest. What scares people is that she doesn't need others to validate her emotional experience. She doesn't collapse into someone's arms to prove she's hurting. She doesn't narrate her struggles for sympathy. And because of that, people label her emotionless, when in fact, she's just emotionally mature.
Regulated.
She knows when to open up, and more importantly,
When to
when
reel it
not
back
to.
in.
Restraint isn't a lack of emotion, it's proof of her control over it. And if that confuses or offends someone, she's fine with being misunderstood because she'd rather be.
Do not try to explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. And as we've seen, a lot of these people are and have been consistently, and they don't want to change. Let them go. Make them go.
People
Move on.
and hand her heart to someone who treats it like a disposable headline.
Karmic.
Number 8.
Anyway.
They say she's hard to talk to because she doesn't fake interest.
What?
They say she's hard to talk to because she doesn't fake interest. But what they really mean is she refuses to perform. The Sigma female doesn't do small talk for the sake of filling silence. She won't nod along to shallow chatter just to seem polite. And if the conversation doesn't spark something real, depth, originality,
Interest.
curiosity, she's already halfway out of it in her mind. Not out of rudeness, but out of instinct. Her time and energy are too valuable to waste pretending to be engaged when she isn't. People take that personally because they're used to social masks. They're used to women smiling politely while secretly counting down the seconds. But the Sigma female doesn't wear those masks. If she's not interested, it shows. Not in some
Let's do some
dramatic,
Reiki.
offensive way, just in a quiet disengagement that's hard to miss.
Texas.
Eyes glaze over. Responses go flat. Presence fades. And that unsettles people who expect constant enthusiasm,
Right.
especially from
I think the anger is performative. Why?
way, just in a quiet disengagement that's hard to miss. Her eyes glaze over. Her responses go flat. Her presence fades. And that unsettles people who expect constant enthusiasm, especially from women. She doesn't force chemistry. She doesn't overcompensate to avoid awkwardness, and she definitely won't entertain conversations that insult her intelligence just to be nice.
There was also a full moon in 2 days, and I bleed with it.
This makes her intimidating to people who rely on charm and social games to win
Fuck
approval.
with me.
They can't read her, can't predict her reactions, and can't figure out why their usual tricks don't work. So they label her hard to talk to because admitting she's simply uninterested would hurt their ego.
No, I'm
The
not from
truth
Texas.
is,
Jose is, I think. Lone Star.
insightfully, but only when the conversation is worth having. When someone brings real substance, her mind lights up. Her words become sharp, thoughtful, alive. But if it's just surface level noise, she's not going to pretend it matters. And that's what throws people off. They're not used to a woman who doesn't feel obligated to entertain them, who doesn't reward mediocrity with attention. So instead of leveling up the conversation, they accuse her of being cold or difficult. When in reality, she's just honest. She's not hard to talk to. She's just done faking it. Number 9, they think she's judging them because she is. They think she's judging them because
Cheers,
she
Dan.
is. Not in a petty, ego-driven way, but with a laser-focused awareness that
You asked me if those were pre-rolls from the other day. Yes, those ones were. Only because when I went back to re-up my supply, I wanted to get a little bit of the pillow mints, but they didn't have any left in the the bigger sized packs that they had. The only thing I had left was packs of pre-rolls in that particular strain. And I wanted to try it. But that was fine because
It was nice to vibe out with you guys. I don't usually use the joints. I really just prefer the glass typically. It's the purist in me. I don't want to smoke the paper. It won't grate in my lungs, but they were already done. I didn't have to fumble with it. And I really only wanted to try a little bit. It was good. I'll get more the next time. They just didn't have it in the. I get it by the ounce. They didn't have any ounces or even like the quarters or halves left. They were just pre-roll packs. Normally, I would say don't usually waste your money on them, but they had filters in them too. Like they were well made. So it's fine.
Cuts through surface level behavior like a scalpel.
Yeah.
Sigma female doesn't just listen to what people say. She listens to what they really mean. She watches how they move, how they contradict themselves, how their words don't match their eyes. She picks up on inconsistencies, hidden agendas, subtle power plays, things most people miss or willfully ignore. And that kind of observation makes people feel exposed. The average person gets by on charm, small talk, and well-rehearsed personas, but those tricks don't work on her. She doesn't fall for polished appearances or socially acceptable masks. She's not rude, but she's sharp, and that sharpness makes people uncomfortable,
Yeah, it does.
especially when they
Okay.
realize they're being quietly made.
That's accurate, and that's worth the pause. Keeping your emotions all to yourself is a double-edged sword, and it becomes a struggle to hold all the patience to keep your anger sheathed. That's a really beautiful way of articulating that. To keep your anger sheathed, like to keep a sword sheathed. Beautiful. In fact, I need to remember that. That's lovely. Poetry. Thank you.
Measured. Most people don't like being seen that
False prophet. Let's see about you. Let's see, Christopher. Tell me about Christopher, God. God says, you don't like yourself. You don't like yourself? Well, look at what you're doing with your time. I can see why. Diamonds and sauce. What do you mean? Fanatic, terrorist, war, scourge, brutal, aggressive, vindictive, diabolical forces, massacre, merciless treatment of prisoners, criminal, evildoer, lawbreaker, serving time in prison, injustice, tendency to overwork. Oh, so me calling out criminals triggers you. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, got it. October 29th to November 2nd, May 4th, July 18th, October 1st, December 12th, February 20th, 2:20 p.m. Anything else? Just curious. Cunning, imposing one's ideas, right? False prophet. Like, where the fuck did that come from? Obstinacy, stubbornness, moroseness, sadness, pessimism. You don't like yourself, I told you. Crime, but you're a criminal piece of shit, and look at what you're doing with your time. Of course, you don't like yourself. Thank you. Anger, abuse of power, rigidity, inconsistency, lies, betrayal, harsh hurt. Thank you. Vindictive, vengeful, bad intentions, manipulator. You know what else I've been picking up for like the last week or couple of weeks? I even talked to one of my doctors about it. Is like, as far as the dirty cops and some of the people here go, whose even jobs it was to stop abuse and crimes and protect victims and what have you, they don't want to hear stories from victims about the terrible things that other people have been doing to them when they've done those same things to other people. Because when we're validly, possibly in some cases, trepidatious or upset about the harm that they've caused and they've been hurting people, and if you don't stop this, they're going to hurt more people. If these are people who've done things like that to other people, they feel like you're calling them out because they fit in to the same shoes as the abuser you're reporting.
doing the same things. If they acknowledge that that abuser that you're reporting is doing something wrong, they have to take a look at their own behaviors too. And in some cases, they stop and they think, or even just by trying to shut you down, they try to stop themselves from thinking and processing this, because the process of thought that's trying to come through is, geez, I did those things to someone else. Is this how the victim that I created, although they might not try to think about it that way, but is this the person that I did those? Is this how the person that I did those things to also thinks about me? Is this what they say about me? Are they upset with me for doing those things to them the same way that this person is upset with another person for doing the same things to them? They don't want to think about it. So they're dismissive of the victim because they don't want to take accountability. Show you so show you what? You're being gross. Don't get out.
Deeply, because they've spent their whole lives crafting
People
an
like
identity.
you, or why people like me who love people
She sees through it,
don't
feels
like
an invasion,
people.
but
And I
she's
love
not
people,
invading.
but I don't like you very much.
She isn't out to criticize or control. She's simply protecting her time, her peace, and her standards. She knows who drains her and who sharpens her.
Right.
And she's not afraid to walk away from anyone who doesn't meet her criteria for authenticity, depth, and intention. That's where the judgment comes in, not from arrogance, but from awareness. She's not cruel, she's selective. And most people have never been on the receiving end of earned access. So, yes, she's judging, but not in the way that
I split the deck. Seeking to convince, identifying with martyrs, feeling persecuted, fighting what one cannot be, like a good person, scandalous behavior, failing in one's projects, false virtue based on appearances only. So here are the projections, we've seen it. Denying one's divinity, enemy of spirituality, mockery, scorn, hatred, inquisition, and religious fanaticism. They've been trying to target. You see it? God rats you out, bitch, every time.
assume. She's not judging their clothes or
The
job
universe is
title
not
or
afraid of
social
yours.
status. She's judging how they show up when no one's watching. She's judging whether they speak truth or just echo noise.
Yeah.
She's judging if they can sit in silence without fidgeting for attention. And that kind of judgment, it can't be manipulated. It can't be rehearsed. That's why people squirm around her. Deep down, they know they're being read, and they fear what she sees. Not because she's cruel, but because she sees too much for them to pretend anymore. Number 10. They mistake her detachment for narcissism. They mistake her
There it is. Too self-obsessed, you said. Might as well flaunt it. Bitch, please. I'm not here for you, first of all. Second of all. So all they do is they get on defense mode and try to come at us. Yeah, they mistake her detachment for narcissism. Self-absorbed narcissist. I think you're a narcissist, so you might as well show me your ass. Fucking psycho. No, bitch.
existing without needing to
I'm
be
just a
liked.
Sigma and you fuck it.
Number 10. They mistake her detachment for narcissism. They mistake her detachment for narcissism because they can't imagine existing without needing to be liked. The Sigma female doesn't revolve around anyone's expectations. She's not seeking approval. She's not performing for attention. And she doesn't rely on social feedback to feel valuable. That level of inner stability confuses people who base their identity on constant validation. To them, if a woman isn't people-pleasing, she must be arrogant. If she doesn't explain herself, she must think she's better than everyone else. But detachment isn't arrogance, it's freedom. It's what happens when someone no longer needs the crowd to feel grounded. The Sigma female isn't cold or superior. She's just not available for emotional codependency disguised as connection. She doesn't insert herself into everything. She doesn't chase people who drift away. And she doesn't respond with panic when someone doesn't like her.
No, I haven't had that.
That's not narcissism.
Angel.
That's boundaries. That's clarity. Still, people get offended. They expect her to flinch when they disapprove, to soften when they pull back, to seek their validation.
I've had like dabs with trichomes. That's what the crystals are. They're called trichomes. With trichomes on them. And then I've had joints with dabs rolled up in them, and then the trichomes extra, like the shake, not the shake, the
like at the bottom of the keef, the grinder, sprinkled in there too, but not, what do you call it? Distillate terps. I don't think so. Unless that's what that is. Sounds like it'll knock you on your ass.
Trained response. But she doesn't. And that unnerves them. Because when someone no longer reacts to the usual emotional triggers, rejection, guilt, exclusion, it exposes how manipulative those triggers really are. She doesn't need to dominate others to feel powerful. She just needs to protect her peace. And sometimes that means walking away mid-conversation, staying silent in a room full of noise, or not texting back just because it's expected. People call it rude, they call it distant. But what they're really seeing is someone who's comfortable without constant connection. And that threatens people who only feel seen when someone else is reflecting them.
I could let it continue. There's only like 6 more minutes left-ish, but I won't. I will do. A lot of these karmics, I'm picking up this shift in energy. They were very combative towards us. You saw they were very invasive and illegal and all kinds of shit. Now a lot of them are legitimately, I see it, multiples of them out of the same group in some cases that tried to come at me. They're crying. Like they realize they fucked up, they feel defeated. They're actually like some of them sobbing, feeling rejected, some of them fearing the consequences of their actions. Like legally, I'm feeling like nauseous all of a sudden. They're feeling sick the same way that they wanted us to feel, or the same way that they made us feel, sick with anxiety, sick and disgust over what they were doing and how they were hurting people. Now they're feeling it. That's a Nuno reverse. Talk about toes between your teeth. Like a swift kick in the face. Thank you. Defeated. Some of them were still feeling kind of like combative. It was like, oh, she seems upset. Yeah. Like a soldier on the battlefield. But it's just motivation to cut you the fuck down. So you underestimate that. It's not so funny. Because now the rabbit's got the gun, bitch. Or not if I shoot you first. No weapons formed against me shall prosper, though. God said that you would try. That's not news. You think you're doing something sneaky and bitch, that was prophesied fucking thousands of years ago. And they shall fight against you, saith the Lord, but they shall not prevail against you, for I am here to save you and deliver you. God said you were going to put us through warfare, and look, you did, you demons. But that's why I'm telling you, no matter what you do in the end, the prophecy says you fail in advance. It's why you keep getting karma. It's why you keep failing. It's why you keep having to come back and try tactics, because you're not supposed to be doing this. It's why none of your shit has worked. God never said we wouldn't end up with bruises and scars. God said you'd fail in the end, and you are. You already have. That's not new either. I'm a past life regressionist. Hello, Jan d'Arc. Oh, didn't she die? Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, but here's the thing, bitch. Although those same toxic cycles of combat repeated, as you caused them to, trying to usurp someone else's space and territory. The reason that I'm aware of all of these cycles and these specifics is so that I can understand how they're repeating and how to adjust the ending. But you're too busy repeating shit to do anything different. So, of course, you didn't see that. You're not gifted. Certainly not spiritually. You tried to steal and copy my art. Also, you're not creative. Are you? My name, my story, bitch. I know you're talking about me because your energy's fucking foul and loud. It's right there. See that? Let's see about you, Ho.
Condemnation, using justice for the sole purpose of material gain, seeking to win and rivaling others. False witness, liar. Fake evidence, flattery, unfair trial, adversity, scandal. Oh, so court will not go your way. Baselessness, corruption, dishonesty, falseness, confused, entangled situation, moving away from the truth, a dark period. June 16th to June 21st, April 7th, June 21st again, September 6th, November 7th, no, excuse me, September 4th, November 16th, January 25th, 5:40 a.m. to 5:59 a.m. Just for giggles, since it's right there. Limiting situation, so you're stuck. Impasse, mistrust, fanaticism, right? Stalking Stan. Obsessed copycat. Hypocrisy, propagation of false and dangerous ideas, bewitchment, keeping bad company. Should have picked better role models for Gina George. Gets hit by a bus in the end of that one. Secretarianism, bigotry, religious struggle, indoctrination, nationalism, prisoner, opposition to altruistic actions, materialistic philosophy, and worldly pleasure. So greedy, lazy but greedy. August 13th to August 17th, April 19th, July 2nd, September 15th, November 27th, February 5th, 9:20 a.m. to 9:39. Anything else? That's fine, thank you. Ready to blaze, guys? Please keep loving me, 'cause our hearts speak fluently. Wherever I go, whatever I do, I will be right back home to you. Please keep loving me. I keep hearing that. That's James. Who's that? James Bay? James Young? Maybe? It's James T.W. Okay. I need music. So I think what we might do. Thank you. Is go long way. Horizontally for a stream. The audio still won't be as crisp as it normally is here, but it's better than it is while the device is being messed with. I do have one more thing to test though. Will you tell me? Tell me, does that change anything? It might not. How's the audio? This is my normal 2 down sweet spot. First met you, sip of coffee in a you were twirling it. No. Okay. So
No, that wasn't AI. That was what's a real song? I turned the Wi-Fi off for a second. I wanted to see if they were hacking in the device or if they were doing it through the Wi-Fi. But I didn't notice anything on here right now. Meaning the Wi-Fi seems to be fine. They seem to be specifically fucking with the phone or like the SIM card in the phone. There it is. It's a Karmic female. You cunt, she says. You're gonna get it for not letting you what? Break the law and try to fuck with me? No, you're going to go to fucking prison, you psycho, for trying. You're done. Yeah, what are you gonna do about it? It's been going on for so long. See, that's the thing. I've had enough of your shit. I just went out and bought a brand new iPhone 17. Since you wanted to try to fuck with that, now I'm going to take extra steps to finally handle it. I've been busy. Okay. I've been dealing with so much. Really, what I've needed is a handful of good lawyers, more than I've had. So I've been dealing with a lot of shit by myself while paying for a handful of lawyers. But they've caused so many problems, it's required a whole lot of work to be done. So I've either had to work to get those people structured or work to do certain things myself, and it takes longer. But it's still being done. You wanted to fuck with me again, you just put yourself at the top of my list again. Shit list. Except that there's a red check mark next to it this time. Straight underlined. So there's that. Anyway. That's that. And I know what they did. They waited a couple weeks to see if like the police were going to come get them or like no, she's bluffing. She didn't do anything or they're not listening to her. Actually, fucking bitch. I still have a bit of paperwork to push through. It's just waiting on my signature. You're toast. You're toast. You want to see? And I'm picking up another karmic female who I'm not talking about that one right now. Okay. We're not talking about that one right now, but there is a second karmic female who's inserting herself. See, I've been jumping back and forth between karmic females because it's like the same toxic demon that just keeps bouncing from hoe to hoe. They're all fucking stupid, but it's the same dark energy. We're going to target privileged lady. You're going to go to prison. Told you. Fucking bitch. One more for giggles. Aw. Or into the ground. Prison, tombstone, psych ward. You and the fucked up dude you tried to target me with, motherfucker. How's that money lost taste? Hasn't hit anyone. Crystal, you hoe! I wasn't talking about you, Kay. Hoes. But just for giggles, since you wanted to get all in my biz again. Let's do. What's up? Oh, like I said earlier, all the hard work. Oh, all the hard work to steal my shit when you could have just invested into fixing yourself instead of pretending to be someone you weren't. Uh-huh. And having a wealthy me having your boyfriend provide everything for you while you try to propagate yourself as successful even though you're not a fucking adult.
mature man. Right. See? Got either an older dude or somebody who's more responsible, footing the bill for everything, taking care of your everything, except for he's revoking that now, isn't he? Or he will be soon. How's that breakup? Oh, unexpected income in reverse. Oh, business failure. Project's doomed to fail, right? Just like in the psychology behavioral science cards earlier. Oh, right. As I split the deck in the center again. Aw, because your little breakup. Aw, your little shitty relationship's failing. And you're going to have to go to prison, bitch. And he's taking everything he gave you away, or he's not giving you any more shit. Aw, because he grew up and realized that you're a piece of stank ass shit who doesn't bathe and you're too childish for a grown ass man to be dealing with. Thank you. And probably he deserves better. I don't know. Maybe even just to be by himself for a while. That might help. At least so he can quiet the noise in his head from you. Good God. Good grief. Oh, there it is. Crown chakra. Crazy ass bitch. Crown chakra. That shit was funny. There it is. So you're not gonna like it. I'm gonna retaliate. Okay, well, karma's going to get worse for you. I was just thinking about maybe rebooting the feed. Gotta be specific combs. I'm going, oh, 11, 11. Okay. I heard You Are the Reason by Callum Scott. Let's blaze for a second and then I'll reboot. Cheers. Namaste. Do no harm. Take no shit.